Hello, grade 10. Today, we will be learning another strategy to solve a system of equations. So last class, we learned substitution method. And today, we're going to learn elimination method to solve a system of equations. So I want you to look at the first question. So we have two variables, x and y, and two equations. So remember, I said if we have two variables, we should have two equations to solve for x and y, to find x and y. Since we have two variables and two equations, we will be able to find x and y. Okay, the question asks you to add the equations, and it asks you what do you notice about the resulting equations. So we're going to add those two equations. So let's add them up. X plus 2x. Remember, 1 is hiding here. X plus 2x is 3x. And plus y minus y. So 1y minus 1y. When you add them up, it becomes 0. Okay, there's nothing here, right? And 4 plus 5. What do you guys get? 9. All right? So the answer is 3x equals 9. What is the answer? We have to divide both sides by 3. Then the answer is 3. So x is 3. Okay, so when x is 3, what is y? So we have to choose one of those two equations. So let's just choose easier equation. This looks easy. So we're going to choose this equation and we're going to plug 3 into x, right? So x plus y equals 4, and we're going to plug 3 into x. Then 3 plus y equals 4. Then what is y? We subtract 3 from both sides. Then y will be 4 minus 3 is 1. So x is 3 and y is 1. So this is the answer, right? Okay, next question here. So we're going to add those up again. So let's add them up. 3x plus minus x, negative x. So this term will be gone. And negative y plus 2y, negative 1y plus 2y. What's negative 1 plus 2? That's positive 1. So positive 1y. So 1, we can omit 1. 2 plus 6. That is 8. So we know y is 8. Then how do you find x? So we're going to plug 8 into y. So choose one of those two equations. So I'm just going to choose the top one. Then 3x minus y. Y is 8 equals 2. And now you add 8. Add 8. Then 3x equals 10. Now you divide both sides by 3. Then x is 10 over 3. So x and y. X is 10 over 3 and y is 8. So here, x equals 10 over 3 and y is 8. So this is the answer. Next question. Again, we're going to add them up. Let's add them up. Then negative 2x, negative 1x, that becomes negative 3x plus 5y minus 5y, that is 0. 10 plus negative 4, that is 6. Then x is 6 divided by negative 3, which is negative 2. And y, we're going to choose one of those equations. So this looks easier. We're going to choose the easier equation. And let's plug this in. So negative x minus 5y equals negative 4. Let's plug negative 2 into x, then that will be negative 2 minus 5y equals negative 4. Negative 2 is positive 2 minus 5y equals negative 4. Okay, so we're going to isolate the y term. So let's subtract 2 from both sides. Then that will be negative 5y equals negative 4 minus 2. Then negative 5y equals negative 6. And divide both sides by negative y, negative 5. Then y will be negative 6 over negative 5. And that is 6 over 5. So x is negative 2 and y is 6 over 5. X is negative 2, y is 6 over 5. So this is the answer. Okay, everyone? So the question asks you to add those two equations, and you were able to remove one of those variable, and you were able to find x and y, right? Then everyone, let's look at the equation. So when you add those two equations up, you were able to remove y variable. So what do you notice here? They have the same coefficient with the different sign. So the coefficient of y is 1, and the coefficient of y of this is negative 1, right? Here, when you add those up, you were able to remove 3x because x has coefficient positive 3. And this one has coefficient negative 3. When you add those up, you were able to remove 3x, negative 3x. Here, you were able to remove the y term because the top one has positive 5 and the bottom one has negative 5. When you add those up, y term was removed and you were able to get only the x term so that you could find x. Make sense, everyone? Okay, next one. The question asks you to subtract the second equation from the first. So the question is asking you to subtract. Let's try it. So let's subtract. So we added those two equations here. This time we're going to subtract two equations. All right? Okay, then 3x minus 1x is 2x. 2y minus 2y. Y term is gone. Then 8 minus 3 is 5. Then what is x? 5 over 2. Because you're just dividing both sides by 2, both sides by 2. Is that right? So using x, let's find y. So compare those two equations. The bottom one looks easier. So we're just going to plug this 5 over 2 into x, okay? Then 5 over 2 plus 2y equals 3. And 2y will be 3 minus 5 over 2. But everyone, 3 is the same as 3 over 1. Is that right? Okay, after that, we're going to make the common denominator by multiplying 2. Then 6 over 2 minus 5 over 2. Then 2y is 6 minus 5 is 1 over 2. Okay, let's divide both sides by 2. Okay, so let's divide both sides by 2. Then y will be isolated, and 1 over 2 divided by 2 1 over 2 divided by 2 is 1 over 2 divided by 2 over 1. And when you divide fraction, you flip it. Then 1 over 2 times 1 over 2 is 1 over 4. So y is 1 over 4. So x is 5 over 2 and y is 1 over 4. So this is the answer. Okay? Next, so we're going to subtract again. 2x minus 2x, 0. Negative 5y minus positive y is negative 6y. So remember, 1 is hiding here, everyone. Negative 3 minus 1 is negative 4. Okay, let's divide both sides by negative 6. Then y will be isolated. Negative 4 over negative 6 is positive 4 over 6, because two negatives become positive. 4 over 6 is 2 over 3 if you reduce it. So y is 2 over 3. And now we're going to find x. So let's use this equation to find y. So 2x, to find x, 2x plus 2 over 3 equals 1. Then everyone, 2x equals, so you're subtracting 2 over 3 from both sides. 2x will be 1 minus 2 over 3. So 1 minus 2 over 3 is, 1 is the same as 3 over 3. Is that right? 3 over 3. So 2x is 1 over 3. So divide both sides by 2, right? Then x equals 1 over 3 divided by 2. Then 1 divided by 2 is same as multiply by 1 over 2. Then x is 1 times 1 is 1. 3 times 2 is 6. X is 1 over 1 over 6. So x is 1 over 6. Y is 1 over 4. So this is the answer for letter B. Okay? So this is how you solve using elimination method. So I want you to pause the video and I want you to try this one by yourself. Okay? So by subtracting the equation. Go ahead, everyone. Okay, if you tried it, I want you to look at how I solve this and check if you did correctly or not. Okay, so again, we're subtracting. 2x minus 3y is negative x. Y minus y is gone. 5 minus 1 is 4. So negative x, we know negative x is 4. Then x should be negative 4. If negative x is 4, then x should be negative 4. Is that right? So we know x. And now we're going to find y. All right? So let's choose one of those two equations. So you can just choose either. I'm just going to choose the top one. 2 times x. So timesing is hiding here. 2 times x is negative 4. 2 times x plus y equals 5. Then 2 times negative 4 is negative 8 plus y equals 5. Then everyone, let's add plus 8 on both sides. Then y will be 5 plus 8, which is 13. So x is 4. We know x is negative 4, and y is 13. All right? So let's write down the answer. Okay, how would you verify the answer? How would you verify it? You can just simply plug this equation into one of those equations. Okay, so you used to solve the equation, to solve for y, you use this one. Is that right? So you can just simply plug x and y into the first equation and check if the answer is 8. Okay, so that's how you verify the equation, by plugging back in. Okay. All right. right. So what do you notice, everyone? You just subtract those two equations and you were able to remove one of the variables. In this case, you were able to remove y term, y variable, because they have exactly same coefficient with the same sign. So positive 2. When you subtract, y is gone. Y term is gone, right? You only have x term. Same thing here. 2x. If you subtract, x terms are gone. And you only have y term. And you are able to find y. And after finding y, you will be able to find x using one of those two equations. Okay, y plus 1y plus 1y. If you subtract, you are able to remove y variables and you only have x term here. And you can find x value and then you will be able to find y value. Okay. Let's move on to the next question. So here I have -5 and +5. Would you add them up or would you subtract to find the answer? I would add them up because I want to remove those two. Okay, 3x plus 4x, that becomes 7x. -5 plus 5 becomes 0. -9 plus 23, that is 16. Is that right? 14. Okay, then x equals 2. So you divide both sides by 7. So we found the x. Now we are supposed to find the y value. Let's just use one of those two equations. So let's use the top one. And now you're going to plug 2 in here. Then 3 times 2 is 6. Minus 5y equals -9. Then 6 minus 5y equals -9. You want to isolate -5y by subtracting 6. So remember, everyone, plus is hiding here. So to get rid of +6, you have to subtract 6. Okay, then this will be gone. I get -5y equals -15. Then y is, so you divide both sides by -5. -15 divided by -5 is +3. Alright? So the answer is x equals 2 and y equals +3. Right? So x equals 2, y equals 3. So this is the answer. Okay, again, to check, you can just plug those two numbers into x and y and see if you get 23. Okay? So let's plug 2 in here. Let's plug 3 in here. 4 times 2 is 8. 5 times 3 is 15. When you add them up, that is 23. So this is a correct answer. Sometimes, everyone. So far, it was not really hard because we can just simply add or subtract. But some questions are even more complicated than this, right? Sometimes we have to do something more than just adding and subtracting two equations. So let's look at number 4. Okay, so we wanted to add or subtract those two equations, but no coefficients are the same. In that case, what do you want to do? We have to make the same coefficient, by multiplying the whole equation by a certain number. So here, the coefficient of x is 1, right? And if we multiply 3, then we can easily make the coefficient 3. Okay, so here, let's multiply 3, both sides. Multiply 3 and multiply 3. Then that is 3x plus 3 times 3 is 9y. Negative 7 times 3 is 21, negative 21, right? So we are multiplying the whole equation by 3. And let's write the second equation as it is. Okay, then let's subtract because we want to get rid of x term. 9y minus 4y is 5y. 21, negative 21 minus 14 is negative 35. Okay, then y is, you divide both sides by 5, y is negative 7. Alright? Okay, we found y. Finding x is not that hard because we can just simply plug this back into the equation. So let's choose one of those two equations. This looks easier, so we're going to choose this equation. So x plus 3y, but y is negative 7. 3 bracket negative 7 equals to negative 7. Then x plus 3 times negative 7 is negative 21. So negative 21 equals to negative 7. Let's add 21, then x will be 14. So x is 14 and y is negative 7, okay? So this is the answer. Next, here, we're going to get rid of one of those two variables. So what variable do you want to remove? Let's decide it. Do you want to remove x or y? So if you want to remove x, we have to match the coefficient. If you want to remove x, you can just simply multiply 4. If you want to remove y, then you have to multiply 3 because we have to match the coefficient. Since we removed x here, so we're going to remove y this time. Okay, so let's multiply 3. Then you have to multiply 3 on both sides. Okay, multiply 3, multiply 3. 3 times 2 is 6x. 3 times negative y is negative 3y. 5 times 3 is 15. The second equation is 8x plus 3y equals 6. Just write it down as it is. And would you add those two equations or subtract those two equations? They have a different, like same number but different sign. Okay, negative 3 and positive 3. In that case, you're adding up. 6x, 8x, that's 14x. This is gone. 15 plus 6 is 21. And let's divide both sides by 15. That is 21 over 14. Then that is 21 over 14. Let's reduce it. Dividing both number by 7. Then that's 3 over 2. So x is 3 over 2. So we found x, and let's find y using one of those two equations. This is easier, so we're going to use the top one. Then, everyone, the 2x minus y equals So now we're going to plug 3 over 2 into x, then that will be 2 times 3 over 2 minus y equals 5. You know, 2 is same as 2 over 1. Then 2 times 3 over 1 times 2. So 6 over 2 minus y equals 5. And everyone, 6 over 2, 6 divided by 2 is 3, right? And after that, we're going to get rid of 3 to isolate negative y. So let's subtract 3. Plus is hiding here. Let's subtract 3, subtract 3. Then negative y, this will be gone, and negative y is 5 minus 3, that is 2. If negative y is 2, then y must be negative 2. So let's combine x and y. X and y here. X is 3 over 2 and y is negative 2. So this is the answer. Right? Alright, everyone, look at number 5. This question is even more complicated because it's really hard to match the coefficient. I want you to look at the x coefficient. Is it 3? X coefficient is 3 and 5. Is that right? How would you make 5? By most 3 times something should become 5. What number would you multiply here to make 5? Or look at this y coefficient. What number would you multiply to negative 4, to negative 6? There's no integer number that we can multiply, right? So in that case, what we're going to do is we're going to multiply a different number on both equations. So in this case, let's just remove x variable. So to remove the x variable, what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply 5 here, and I'm going to multiply 3 here, right? So 5 and 3, and let's just do it. 5 times 3 is 15x. 5 times negative 4 is 20, negative 20. Y. 5 times 7 is 35. Do the same thing. 15x, negative 18y, 24. Now we have 2 equations with the same coefficient of x. Okay, so would you add or would you subtract? So we're going to subtract because we want to remove 15. Okay, negative 20y minus negative 18. So negative 20y minus 18y. Minus are together. It becomes positive plus negative 20y plus 18y. That is negative 2y. Then 35 minus 24 is 11. Then y should be 11 divided by negative 2. Right? This is y value. And we're going to choose one of the equation to find x. Let's choose the top one. 3x minus 4y equals 7. And we're going to plug this into y. Four is 4 over 1, right? So 3x minus 4 times 11 is 44. 1 times negative 2 is negative 2 equals 7. 44 over negative 2. 44 divided by negative 2 is negative 22. So this is negative 22, right? Then 3x minus plus 22 equals 7. Let's subtract 22 from both sides. Then 3x will be 7 minus 22. That is negative 15. Then what is x? Negative 15 divided by 3 is negative 5. So x value will be negative 5 and y value will be negative 11 over 2. So this is the answer. Alright everyone, that is it for today. Thanks for watching, and I want you to start doing your homework now. Bye!